Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to New Forest Morphs. Jared's joining me today. We just had a lovely meeting with a brand new set of breeders that came into the facility, Jared, and we spent an hour with them, and they're looking at buying some of our breeder girls that we're rotating through, which we've produced some beautiful clutches of eggs, and that's a nice way of helping new breeders coming in to get their first clutches of eggs. And they're just looking at their setups right now, so we've very carefully explained the different setups. So they've got a combination of either viv or racking system. And I think to make the transition easier, going from rack to rack would be an easier transition, but then obviously there are things that we can do to help them set up their vivs correctly, and that's like having two hides, having the right heat spots, right gradients, having some security and protection around the vivarium, so you have something at the back, maybe a black card at the back, black card down the sides, and have the opening at the front. And how to avoid issues that ball pythons can go off food if you're not careful. So there are ways of actually moving a ball python into a viv successfully, and Canova put out a great video recently, Jared, where they were talking about what we can do as breeders to help people who want to have vivs for their pets to make that transition. And I think that's a really helpful thing to go and have a look at that video. I think it was done in the last 4 weeks, and really good video, and it shows that choices out there for people how they want to do it. But I think this new breeder wants to come in and set up a tub system initially, get them transformed across to his home, and then set up a viv later, and then we're going to help them with that process. And I think breeders that are selling to the pet market should actually give some assistance where possible. So we spent a good hour explaining what can be done, the substrate, the different methodology that's involved. So ball pythons can live successfully in viv systems, Jared, but they need to transfer from their current system of a tub system to a viv very carefully. So you don't want to, moving a snake alone is quite stressful. If you move it straight into a viv without preparing well, it can be a difficult adjustment. Now, a couple of weeks ago we sold a lovely snake to a family that went for the viv, and they've done it really wisely. They've done an organic viv system. It wasn't too big, so it wasn't too massive for the snake to feel like it's got too much space, but it's full of planting, a couple of hides, the right heat spots, nice water bowls. Everything was set up in a way that if the ball python wants to go into its recluse, it can, and if it wants to explore and wants to climb, it can as well. It gives the snake options, and it fed literally the next day after moving, so you can see how good a transition that was. So I think sometimes as breeders we want people to follow our setup because we think that they're doing and thriving well in this setup. In reality, a lot of people want to display their animals and they want a vivarium. So I think really as breeders we've got to educate ourselves as how to make that transition, and I think videos that Canova put out were very helpful, and actually having the experience of selling to new breeders that want the vivs and seeing how successful they are and troubleshooting problems early can prevent snakes going off food and having issues in the future. So I think it is definitely doable, Jared. Have you got any particular views yourself, Jared? Any thoughts on the transition from a tub system to a vivarium system?
Not particularly.
No?
No.
Okay, that's great. So today it's all about the puzzle. We are going to be talking about a new genetic that's coming to New Forest Morphs. We've just literally had our first experience buying a snake on an auction, and as a lot of people will realise is that Morph Market is expanding its services and helping breeders and buyers be able to bid for a snake on Morph Market. So I think it was a couple of days ago, Jared, I was just looking at the Morph Market account to see what was out there, trying to source some animals for our new projects and also for what I call my bridging projects, where we want to bridge the projects together. And I noticed that a particular snake came up on the auctions, and I was curious to see how the auctions would run. So what I did is I placed a bid on and I'll show you the animal that I placed the bid on, and I was successful, and I'll just show you this one, Jared, if you want to home in on that. So that is a Orange Dream Black Pastel Fire 100% het for Puzzle Boy, and I placed my first ever bid on him, and I went to bed, woke up in the morning and realised there was only a couple of hours left on the bidding process. And the way that they do the bidding process is that if you decide to sell your snake on an auction, you can put a reserve price on there, so you don't need to worry if someone ends up picking it up for a ridiculously low price, that you can actually put a reserve on there. Quite a few breeders don't put a reserve on them, particularly with some of the males they want to move forward. and therefore it is a question of the market determining the price. So there were 4 other bids on this particular animal before I got there. I put on the 5th bid, and then I woke up in the morning thinking that I'm probably going to have to make another bid if I wanted the snake, and it turned out that no one else was competing against me, so I ended up picking up the snake for a really good price. And it's allowing us to get into the puzzle project, Jared, with those 3 incomplete dominants, which we can then bring into the facility. So we've done a done deal. That's coming in September, so that's really exciting. So the question is, Jared, what are we going to do with this boy? Now, I was trying to source a female for him as well. Now, if we went double het to double het, there's a 1 in 4 chance of hitting a visual puzzle. Visual puzzles are coming in at about £900 at the moment, and if you want extra codoms or you want extra recessives in there, you can pay a lot more. And if I show you on my search for a female, some of the beautiful combinations that puzzle can do. Obviously this guy's a het for puzzle, so you can't see the puzzle influence, but the reason they're called puzzle, Jared, is that they have much squarer alien heads and they look like puzzles fitting together, and that's why it's called puzzle. And you can see the het version, if you look carefully, there is a little bit of puzzling going on the het version. So even though you can't see this recessive gene, you can see some of the markers on that recessive gene. And you can see, if I go wider, can you see the alien heads are starting to square off a little bit? That's the influence of the het. Okay, so let's have a look at the visual expression. Now I've got here some other examples of a pastel Mojave puzzle. You look at that one there. So if you put Mojave with puzzle and pastel, that's the image you get. It's quite a puzzly look, and it might be easier if I blow it up for you, Jared, because if you get too close to my phone it'll be buzzing away. But there you go. And what you've got there is Mojave works well with puzzle, because Mojave has floating alien heads and the puzzle kind of has these puzzle shapes, and you can see that they work well together, and in fact they work really well with any snake from the blue-eyed leucistic, and I think there's 10 different genetics out there that have those. And I think Will at RCT in Canada, he did a lovely video and brought out lots of his hets and showed the influence, and he was putting them into quite a few blue-eyed Lucy genetics, but it also goes well with leopard and other genetics. And I can show you some examples of some of the things that really show an interest to me. Here's Justin Kabelka. He just put out a video, Jared, with a couple of his puzzle creations, and I think he used confusion with puzzle as a good combination, and you can see a couple there. It's well worth looking at his video. That kind of inspired me to get into puzzle when I saw what he was creating. Really beautiful. So the confusion acts like the leopard, very dark gene, but can you see the darkness of the puzzling going in there? It's quite nice, isn't it? I do like the shapes, and I like the depth of colour, the blacks against the gold. So we're going to have a look at Morph Market and see what's out there as well. But let me just see if I can get my Morph Market up here. So here's an example of a few top-end puzzle genetics here. So someone's produced an Exantic puzzle, which is pastel Exantic puzzle, and if I blow that up you can see what that looks like. There you go, Jared. Can you see the
orange ghost as well?
And is it orange ghost? Okay, so that is a pastel orange ghost red Exantic puzzle. Yeah, kind of interesting genetic. And let's see what we've got for another one here. This is a leopard orange dream fire pastel puzzle, and you can see what they look like. Really quite pretty to get orange dream in there. Is that het puzzle?
Het clown het puzzle.
Het clown het puzzle. So you're looking at $3,000 for a het clown and het puzzle. Now Justin Gabelka has hit the puzzle clown, and it's very subtle. It didn't have the impact that he was hoping for, so we won't probably put ours into the clown project. We'll probably put our puzzle into some other projects, and we'll have a look and see what we've got that we can do for that. But first of all, why don't we just browse quickly and see what is out there that could be of interest. So here's a spot nose hypo puzzle, and that looks pretty, and I'll blow that up for you. So you've got hypo and puzzle working together with spot nose. That's a pretty animal. Okay. And then we've got, let's have a look, what else have we got? We've got, I'll just show a couple more and then we'll get into some snake candy and give you an update on how the hatchlings are doing. We've got a chocolate lesser puzzle. Now lesser's in the bell complex and you'll see what that does. And there you go, there's an example of a lesser puzzle. And I think, let's get the other picture on it so you can see those. So the lesser and the puzzle work well together, like the Mojave. Let's see if there's anything else that takes my fancy. So this is a pastel chocolate puzzle and het for DG. So people are putting DG into it. Now I could have bought a double het girl that's about 500 grams. That is a het DG and het puzzle, and they're coming in at about £500 at the moment. That's a pastel one, but I've decided to go for a visual puzzle because I've got a het boy. I didn't want to go through the route of getting 33%, 66% and reducing the odds. I wanted to get at least 100% het puzzle in my production. So I think it's wise sometimes to have one visual parent and one het if possible, if your budget will allow. So what do you think of the look of that one, Jared? It's got Orange Dream puzzle in there.
Yeah, it's pretty.
And it's got leopard. So I think leopard, Orange Dream will go well. Now the boy we've got is already carrying black pastel and Orange Dream and fire. So I think he looks very vibrant. I think he'd be a great boy to have. So, see if there's anything else in here that stands out. So I'll show you a Super Orange Dream Pastel Banana Puzzle, $4,500. There you go, that looks pretty. So banana and puzzle go well together with pastel and Orange Dream. Is that lovely?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do have a look at the puzzle gene, and that's Aussie Boyd's that's produced that. So he's into the puzzle and he's got his Orange Dream in there. So I think that will probably be good for now. There is one other snake that I wanted to show you and give a shout out to Gav at Balls to You. He's hit an amazing snake, Jared. Let me see if I can find that. I think you liked the look of it, didn't you, Jared?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
See if we can find that. Just bear with me a second. So here we go. This is a spot nose, yellow belly, red stripe bang clown that Gav's produced this year, and we wanted to give him a shout out. And what a beautiful animal. You can see what the bang is doing to the clown project, but then bringing in those extra combinations I think is wonderful. Spot nose clowns look wonderful. The bang's just taking it to the next level. So let's see if we can get a nice image on that. Very, very bright snake, really is. Quality animal. So congratulations to Gav at Balls to You. I'm sure, no doubt, he'll bring out a video on that at some point. We can have a look at that. But now we're going to get into some snake candy. So we had a massive feeding session over the last few days. 150 babies to be fed. So we had 150 prey items out. Jared, you finished around about 5, didn't you? And you were doing all the tricky assist feeds. How did they go, by the way?
You can see there's a lot less red tags on the racks now. So it went pretty well.
Yeah, and it was lovely to see some of the animals that have been slow to get going. Talking of Orange Dream, Jared, we want to bring out the Orange Dream. We've got an Orange Dream banana boy, haven't we? That's a stunner. I'm just trying to see whether we can find that one.
Which one is it? With calico or no calico?
The one with calico and the one without calico.
Calico's top left.
Top left, okay. So.
And the no calico one, if you go down towards the bottom, see that first black tag?
First black tag?
Directly above that.
So, where are we looking at?
Yeah.
Yeah? There we go. So these are very similar looking animals, but just have a look at the intensity and just have a look and see what's going on.
Guess which one's feeding?
Yeah, so this one's had some meals, so I think it's had 4 meals. And can you see they've both got Orange Dream in them, and the difference is this one's the calico F&F line and this one hasn't got the F&F line.
You can see it starting to come in.
Yeah. So do you want to get that out and just have a little look and see how it's doing? So Isn't that beautiful? So this is one of our later clutches.
You see the whites coming through on the oranges.
He's got plenty of weight still on him. We haven't assist fed this one because we don't want to get them into assist feeding straight away. We want them to try and take naturally, and then if they don't take naturally, we will assist feed. So we have another week or two before we assist feed him. Hopefully he will take. So we were showing them off to our new breeders today, and actually he was striking in my hand, wasn't he? So showing some good signs that he will strike. So sometimes it's a patience game, but beautiful combinations. Can you imagine putting puzzle into that, Jared? I think it'd be like some of the snakes that Oz is producing. A super orange dream version with the FNF line calico going into puzzle could be stunning, absolutely stunning. And I think this boy here is doing really well. He's had 4 meals. You can see he's getting nice and chunky, and that's lovely. And the other ones we were concerned about was the black-haired lavender project, and I think we've now got...
All of them have fed at least once, but one of them's had 4 meals in the middle.
One of them had 4 in the middle. So let's have a look at Arwen. See how he's doing. The she. It's a female. So just look at the chunkiness of that lovely animal there, Jared. Isn't that beautiful? So taking rat fluffs and had 4 meals so far. So now starting to pack on some weight. I will just bring it out, Jared, and then we can get a nice picture of it. There we go. This is how we like to see them, nice and chunky. And just look at that beautiful black-haired lavender het pied look. And we've hit 1 boy and 2 girls.
I love the highlights.
The highlights are lovely, aren't they? And I love the white background as well.
And the two-tone colours. You've got really orange and you've got really gold.
Yeah.
Nice eyes with a lovely shine on them.
Yeah.
They really are stunning snakes.
I think he's starting to go into shed now again. You can probably see a small little pink tint in him. But he is putting on some weight. He's getting close now to 100 grams, or she is. And the other 2...
She's over.
She's over 100, is she? Yeah. So we'll just put her back. But that's one of our favourite creations of the season. And we've got 2 others that are starting to feed now as well. As Jared got them assist feeding, and hopefully next week they'll take without being assist fed.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
And we've got 1 or 2 other snakes that were taking their time to get going, but I think are starting to go. The Orange Ghost, or the Hypo project, Jared. Should we put out a couple of those that fed well?
Sure.
I'm just thinking, that's clutch number 24, is it?
Yep.
That one's feeding well. I don't think that one's Orange Ghost, is it, or is it?
I don't think so.
No.
It's too bright.
No. So this one's the Orange Ghost, and that's had 3 meals. So this is the Orange Ghost, Jared. That one's had 3 meals, and it looks like it's doing really well.
That's a fire Orange Ghost.
This one's pretty. This has had its first meal as well.
That's a pastel fire Orange Ghost.
Yeah, I do like the pastel fire Orange Ghost, Jared. We've got
Firefly.
Firefly. We've got the female version. Every time they share, they get brighter. If I bring out the female version over here that we had 2 seasons ago, that's Ebony. I'll bring it to the table. You can see how they grow and how they hold their colour in age. So this one here is a beautiful example of the same morph, I believe. That's the Firefly Hypo, and you can see the grey head stamp and the lovely mixtures of greys, and
It's extremely bright.
yeah, and you can see the orange flecking in there. So beautiful animals. And she is getting close to being breedable, Jared, so we've got probably another 3 months to prepare her. And if she's carrying the het pied, we've got a very good chance of getting some hypopides from her. Hopefully she is carrying it. I think she's 66% het, and that would be nice to get the full double visual recessive. Any other babies that we got going that were starting to go? I think the one down
These ones
here.
are getting nice and chunky.
Yeah.
These pastel fires are from Xantic.
Let's have a little look and see how they're doing. Should we bring them out?
3 of them. And they're all getting a nice size on them.
Yeah.
Filling up their tubs.
Lovely. So that's good to see that.
One of my favourites from the season is in shed at the moment, but they took their first meal.
And which one's that, John?
On their own. It's Achilles. So this is my pastel pied double het for lavender clown.
That's your best pet on the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
And it's a boy.
It's a boy.
So he's a very important bridge and building block because he's carrying a visual double het, and that's what we're looking for on our triple recessive projects. We're trying to get the visual double hets so that at least then when we put them together in the future, it comes down from 64 to 16, 1 out of 16 odds, which is better. And it will come down again as you get the double recessive and hets, and then 1 het. Now we've also got some other animals that are feeding well. Let's have a look and see what else we've got going on here.
This is another there's a pastel. There's no ghost in that one though.
No ghost in that one.
This one's ghost. Yeah,
That one's got a ghost. That one's taken the meal.
This is a pastel ghost.
That one's had 3 meals. This one's had a few meals. Fire ghost had a few meals. Putting them getting nice and chunky now. This is what we like to see. And as they get to that stage, they start putting on more and more weight. And this one here is another clutch.
That one's skinny. That one.
Which
that
one?
I'm assist feeding that one, but
Is this the one that you wanted
this
to
is
show?
a nice one. Yeah.
Let's bring this one out. So this is the Purple Passion, which we think's got yellow belly in, but look how beautiful this is, and look how chunky it is, Jared. I'll bring it out and you can see just how beautiful that is. So what do you think's going on with this one, Jared?
Let me go that side because the
Yeah.
light's better.
Okay.
So obviously you've got the Mojave and you've got the Phantom,
Yep.
which makes the Purple Passion.
Yep.
She's actually going into shed right now. You
Yep.
see the eyes are very blue.
Yeah.
But I think this one might have yellow belly in as well.
Yeah. You can see the striping at the back, and could well have yellow belly. And do you think it's got pastel in as well?
Yeah.
But she's well over 100. She is going into shed, so we won't disturb her, but she's eating really well, and this is where we want our babies to be, Jared. It will take time, and we've got to be patient. When you've got so many hatchlings, each of them will come on the feed over time, gently, and you can't rush them.
One underneath is nice as well.
And there's one underneath that we're going to bring out and show you.
It's doing a bit more grey.
Yeah.
This one hasn't got the distinct line down the back. And it's a bit darker, so I think this one hasn't got pastel. And I think this is just a Purple Passion.
The clowns are starting to get up, so the gravel clowns, Jared. See how chunky they're getting? They're taking decent sized meals. Those 3 there, so they must be moving towards 150. So they're going to get
all
upgraded.
3
We're gonna,
different kinds.
Yeah, we'll upgrade them as well. They need to be upgraded.
So this is a lesser gravel clown. This is a pastel lesser gravel clown. And this is a super pastel lesser gravel clown.
There's one more gravel clown there, which I can bring round this side. But they're all eating well. Look at the size and how chunky they are, Jared.
Yeah, they're doing really well. You can see the
pleased.
gravel.
Yeah.
The impact of the gravel is massive on this one.
This guy is from the same clutch as well, so
And this one hasn't got gravel.
no. Look how beautiful it is though.
If you put them next to each other, you can see the difference. So the gravel is really brown compared to no gravel. And the heads are different. Gravel sort of makes it look a bit dirty.
Your girl, just a spot nose. And that, talking with clowns, you can see how beautiful and how big she's getting.
Yeah, she's a lovely girl.
Yeah, so you're looking 160, 170 grams now. So the animals are now starting to get established, which is what we want. And this is the name of the game, is getting the babies through the critical stage, and once they start to get this size, I mean, even though we had 150 babies to feed, it was actually a pleasure. Open the tubs, bang, straight away. Open the tubs, bang, straight away. Whereas the ones that you've got to get onto feed take a lot more effort. And it can be a little bit stressful for us as breeders when you've got so many that haven't fed, and you worry about them getting a little bit skinny. But the reality is that even when they get a little bit skinny, they will eventually take food, because their hunger dominates their instincts and they then eventually take. So it's not the ideal way of doing it, but sometimes you just got to be patient and they will eventually get going. Now we've also got the 4 pied girls that are doing really well, and I can bring out a couple of those and show you how they're doing. So this is the pastel cine yellow belly het lavender girls. You can see she's on the heat spot right now, but really good size, getting nice and chunky, Jared. And I'd say they're probably up to about 150 grams, maybe more.
Lovely saddles.
Yep. And you've also got her sister that's also doing really well. That's the prettier of the two, I think.
Yeah, this is the prettiest one.
Yeah. So you can get a zoom on those.
The most saddles.
Yeah. This girl's doing particularly well as well, Jared. So I'll bring out the chunky little clown girl. That's Enchi clown, lesser. Could have leopard in there as well.
A bit of urates on its head.
Yeah. That's beautiful, and this one's getting quite big as well. So this has got the possible triple het for cryptic clown and desert ghost.
It's a pastel leopard.
Beautiful animal. Look how chunky that's getting as well. It's feeding really well, Jared. So just very good. Olympia's getting big as well. So that's another leopard. I'll do an exchange with you, Jared. We'll swap those out and put those back. Is that one there? Lovely. So Olympia looks good.
She's an Enchi lesser leopard. Het clown, het DG, and possibly het cryptic.
This one is another leopard, orange dream, yellow belly, leopard, het clown. And again, it's putting on good size. You can see once you get a few mils in them, they're starting to get established, Jared. Which is what we love to see.
Yeah, I love the blushing is beautiful in this one. Yeah, bring that one and the one next to it as well.
Yeah.
2 minutes left in the video.
Yeah, we'll finish off with these two because these are so beautiful, Jared. I'll put these back, and then again we're looking nice and chunky.
This one is a pastel lesser leopard, het clown, het DG, possible het cryptic.
Good size as well, Jared. Good size.
Really pretty.
Yeah, beautiful animal.
And then this one is my favourite, the anaconda, as I like to call her. Super Enchi leopard, het clown, het DG, plus het cryptic. It's the spotting at the back that I absolutely love. It really reminds me of an anaconda.
Really beautiful. Beautiful, Jared. Getting nice and chunky as well.
Yeah.
Lovely. And then we can finish off with these two Mojave Ultra Males. See how they're getting nice and chunky too. And then I think we'll call that a wrap, Jared.
Beautiful snakes.
Well, I think that's about it for today, Jared. So I'd like to thank everyone for watching us and supporting us on the channel. Hope everyone else is having a good season. And if you want to get into puzzle, it's a good gene to get into. Do have a look at Canova and Will at RCT in Canada. They both have pretty heavy projects. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye bye for now.